Absolutely. The Gospel of Winter is a novel about Aidan Donovan, a 16-year-old boy who is struggling to decide whether or not he should tell the world that he has been abused by his priest. I think it's an incredibly important story because in the broader sense, the Catholic Church acts like so many institutions. They could be institutions of education, they could be institutions of government, they could be institutions of you name it, which protect their own and abuse others in the name of protecting their institution. And so, in a sense, I think the Gospel of Winter is really an existential story of survival up against an institution that wants to protect itself. I wish that the Catholic Church had a better answer for that question, because I think it's criminal. It is, at the time when I began researching the novel, I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, which on January 6th of 2002, the Boston Globe newspaper broke a news story of epic scale for the scandal of abuse in the Catholic Church in the United States. It deeply affected the Catholic community that I grew up in. It deeply affected many people that I knew. For me to try to respond and answer, why the church would have done that, I think it is more about their interest in keeping their power mysterious. And the threat to that mystery is any time that they have to be transparent and expose their wrongdoing. Because if the arbiters of their truth are fallible, then maybe their truth is fallible too. And so for me, I feel like this is a story, again, in a sense that's existential, that's asking an institution that pretends to say we know all to instead say, in fact, you don't know all, and maybe that which you proclaim to know is a falsehood. So that's a fascinating question, because I agree with the first part of the question in that in many instances, religion provides a sense of or a language for compassion. And in fact, in the novel, one of the concepts that I try to discuss is the corruption of the word love. Because for someone like myself, and for many people, we grow up understanding a definition of love that is in fact provided for us by the church. But it's been corrupted by an institution especially in the instance of all this abuse. So what I think I fear is not religion itself, but the human beings who are the ambassadors for that religion. Yeah. So for example, I think that Islam has done an enormous amount of good for prisoners in the United States. Often people who have led lives of criminality and who have for whom society has really abandoned in so many ways, Islam has become a solace for them, and I would never take away from that. And yet, there are instances where there are particular individuals of that religion that we maybe should fear more. And likewise with the Catholic Church, and I might argue likewise for any organized religion, because I don't want to take away from the power of that potential compassion and the potential for that message. Because like I said, for me, that was the definition that I grew up with. And I don't think that the Gospel of Winter is an anti-Catholic book at all. In fact, maybe it's a very Catholic book, because the message that it's trying to send is one of how do we rebuild our definition of love.